Hey y'all. So I'm gonna be real brief and quick because I'm at work. But um, so I, it must be just me because like when I have goals and I'm focused on something, like I tend to focus on that stuff so I can get it done. So like yesterday, boyfriend was like, did you get your car done, washed? In my mind, I'm like, how can I get my car washed when I done had to go to about two, three different locations? I got off of work at 3 o'clock in the morning after doing a night shift. I said, when do I got time to do this? And then it's just like some of the questions that just be popping up, I just be like, really, you know the answer to them. So why are you asking me? Because now it's going to irritate me, it's going to piss me off because I already have a lot on my plate. Then I find out that my dad falls. Did not know he had fell, fractured his hip. So now he got to go to the doctor on tomorrow. Then um, he went to his appointment on, I want to say Monday, for a knee injection. So that had nothing to do with the fact that he fractured his hip. He never mentioned that he fell. Only thing he had mentioned to me more recently was that he went to the hospital because he was having problems using the bathroom. Okay, so then he was like, well, maybe, my prostate is enlarged or something like that. I'm not sure. So I'm like, okay. I was like, you've had that before. So, I'm like, so that's expected sometimes that it get blocked. Um, Mind you, I still trying to get his room together. I still have to paint the ceiling, so I'm gonna try to do it today. I still have like a ton of homework. I still haven't even made through doing my finals for my genetics class, and it's another class that I can't think of right now. I know I did my bio and failed that one horribly, and that was just I was having technical difficulties with the new computer. Mind you, my deduce is still not working. When I try to open it or upload the file, it like reads the error, so like it's not communicating. So now I gotta see if I need to do SPSS and see if it will open that way or what, because it's like saved under a different type of file, and so I guess it does. The Deuce doesn't like the file. So I've been, getting with the tutor, kind of like letting them know like this is what the new computer is doing. Like it shows like it loads up, but like it recopies the file and then it doesn't open anything, like nothing comes over basically. So it just basically pulls the codes, and then after the codes it's like nothing else, it's like super blank. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's wrong with this, like this is just too much. um so right now we are in the introduction part of the paper, and we will be going into the data and all that is, I believe, up next this week. So I'm just like, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so tired. You think that when you're dating people that they really understand like what the grind means. So like I had to call my homeboy and was just like, I'm sorry, I don't even know if you with your girl, but I need to like ask the question because maybe it's just me. So I tell him everything, and he's like, yeah, like to me, like that's being insensitive, especially when he knows like it's stuff going on, that you trying to become a doctor, that you trying to, you know, get into PA school, that you are trying to do things to better yourself so that you can, put yourself in a better position when you get older. He was like, but some people just don't, get that for some reason. Like it just doesn't register because it's all about them. It's not really so much about like, okay, what can I do to like kind of help reduce some of the stress? He was like, man, my girl, she a teacher, and he was like, I went up there one day because she was venting to me so bad. I'm like, well, let me come up here and see what's going on. He was like, them kids so bad. And these is little baby kids, like kindergartners or something like that. Little kids. He was like, they was so bad. He was like, oh my God. Like, I started thinking, dang, is my son like this? Like, because, oh my God, like, I would have to get him together real quick. He was like, they was so bad. They was cussing. He was like, they wouldn't sit down, wasn't listening. He was like, it was a couple times I was looking like, oh my God, what? He was like, I see why you stressed though, because he was like, sometimes people have to see and actually like experience what you going through. He was like, once I saw like what she was going through, I was like instantly like, okay, mm-mm. Let's try to decompress and let's try to, get it together. Because if we don't get it together, and if I'm not, supportive of you just having to get it off your chest, he was like, I'd rather just go ahead and listen to her. She vents, she tells me about her day. He was like, but you gotta think about it, Nina, like you're doing school and you're doing work. So those are like your topics right now. Those are like the things that you want to try to decompress with somebody that, really, if they, about something, would really listen to you and really be like, all right, like my girl is really going through some stuff, and taking a step back to say like, oh my God, like she does so much, and yet and still she still tries to make time for me. He was like, because you just told me like your whole schedule was just like work, school, work, back to work. You barely getting sleep. Then you trying to like make plans to do stuff with, your guy and everything. He was like, that's a lot. And then he was like, then your dad done fell or done injured himself, and now you trying to get that situated and figured out, and then on top of that, you trying to get him moved into your house. He was like, think about it, like that is so much going on. He was like, and it's unfortunate that he doesn't see that all of the things that you've told me, like, yeah, like you do need a break, and you do need to like be able to decompress, but you can't decompress if the person just want to be about what y'all doing, this and that, or it don't even be nothing that's like on some real stuff. Like you really like you really yourself just like need to like rest and take care of yourself. He was like, because I was like, it's days that I don't even know if I've ate food for real. I done worked all day and I probably won't even eat until late. I probably have not even had a glass of water, even though I try to keep water next to me or something, liquid next to me. It's days that I don't sleep because I got a homework assignment or a paper that is due. And because I don't worked all week, I'm literally up after work trying to do and finish and get it turned in before the due date, trying to make sure that I have everything that is needed to be accurate for the assignment. Right now, just by itself, right now, I've been doing well in all of my classes except for we just started my doctorates 4 weeks ago. I have not been doing well in my doctorate's program, not even the class. Like, I'm doing good on some of the other assignments, but like the actual like discussion boards, like those are just straight zeros. I haven't been able to get no points. It's no partial points. It's a pass or fail on discussion boards at this point. There were 15 points, so I literally have not gotten no points. I like reached out to my advisor, like, hey, I'm not seeing how I can even get points for discussion boards when I keep getting a zero. Either I don't have enough words or I'm over the words. If I'm over the words, I get a zero. If I'm under the words, I still get a zero. If I don't quote something or if I don't set it up correctly, it's a zero. I'm like, damn, I'm like you really just trying to fail students again. Like I just did this program last year. The program was not even this bad. Like it was really a straightforward, not too bad But I come back to the program and it's all like they done made some changes and this and that. But in my mind, I'm like, if I feel under the calendar of 24 or 25, how is it that because I fell under that policy that now I come back to take a class over that now I gotta fall under this whole new system that to me is just like pointless. I'm like, that's not even teaching nobody nothing. Like, so how do you know? So basically, you telling them that it's pointless to participate. Just turning your assignments and don't even think about doing participation at this point because you're not going to get no grade. You're not going to get a grade. You're going to either be a zero if you don't do it right. And so it's just to the point that I'm just like, you know what? At this very point, I am so over, you know, doing homework, being in class all day, being exhausted, not really getting the support that I need when it comes to like, all right, Nina got a hard day today. She get 2 days out the week to try to do all her homework, still try to spend time, still trying to help out, still like I have not even been able to take care of myself. I have not even really been able to like just take my own trip by myself without anybody just like having to like just be there always in my face or whatever. Like I am trying so bad to balance everything out and still it's still not enough. And so I'm just to the point that I'm just like, you know what, at this point if you don't like what I got going on, then find somebody that you want to, that ain't doing nothing, that don't want to do anything with themselves, that just want to be in your face all day. Then go find somebody to do that because I can't right now. Like I have put my time on the line. I have done everything that I was supposed to do. And at this point I am so tired of just doing that I'm just like, you know what? Hey, if I'm not in your season for this whatever, then go find something else to do. Go find somebody else to be with. Go, and maybe they'll treat you better than what I'm doing. At the moment, like I'm obligated to, finish up my doctorate's program. That's my obligation. Like I did not spend money to not get it. So if you don't understand that, well, I'm sorry to say, find somebody that ain't doing nothing, that just work all day and they got time to, make you a meal and they got time to rub your back and your feet and they got time to listen to your BS about cars and how nobody goes out there and watch them work on cars. Like I done did all of that. And when I had the time and when I offered to like learn something about, a car, you are like, oh, that's not for girls. Girls don't do that. Okay, well then don't complain about something when ain't nobody helping you and they don't show up when they supposed to show up. Because if you would have taught me, I'm pretty sure if I didn't have no time and I wasn't doing nothing, I would come help you. But if you feel like it's not the role for a woman to learn or do something to help, try to help you out, because last time I checked, that's what women were for, was to be the helpmate. So if you needed help, we supposed to help out where it's needed. So if you don't need the help, hey, then I'm not about to offer it. But then at the same time, like when I need help and I'm asking for help, and then you be like, well, I can't really help you, let me see, and then you don't ever see and you don't ever follow through with trying to see who could help or where the direction should be going, then like just go somewhere. Go figure out whatever it is that you need to figure out. Cause I'm not about to help fix or try to change or try to do what somebody else used to do. I can't do it. I'm not going to. So sorry. That's what I'm on right now. Like my level of, you know, of intelligence is not on that level of degrading myself to work even more harder than I need to right now. Now, if I was a mother, if I was a wife, yeah, it would be different because now I have an obligation to my family and my kids. And then anything that I'm doing outside of that realm, then yeah, it's going to be last now. But at this point, like, I don't have that. I have my parents, I have a dog, and I have my education that I am trying to get through the best that I can with the limited resources that I have, with the limited support that I have right now. Like, I don't have any room for error at this point. So if my reaction sounds cold, it's cold because I have been working my butt off. I have been going to 2 and 3 jobs. I have been the one paying the bills and doing all of the things that to make me happy. Or if I want to go somewhere, I have to make it happen for myself, and nobody else is helping make it happen but Nina. My mama not doing it. My daddy is not doing it. Nobody is doing it but Nina. Nina is making sure that them bills is paid. Nina's the one that's, if I want to go out on a vacation, that I got to make sure and hustle to make sure I got enough money to get to and from, and make sure I got a hotel, make sure I'm paying to have food, just in case if the other person don't have no money to cover the food, or cover a hotel cost, or cover for a rental car, or cover for the events that I would like to do, because I would like to do them. Because leave it up to anybody else. They not gonna plan the same stuff that you want to do. They're not gonna take the time to be creative to say, hey, let me do a picnic and see, hey, this time work. But mind you, long as you working and you doing your time and it's convenient for you, you don't mind doing and going and spending and this and that, and how spontaneous that is. But that's not even being spontaneous, because if it was spontaneous, that mean that you would cover the whole fucking bill. You wouldn't cover a little here and there, or oh well, you go ahead and do this and then I'll do that. Like, you wouldn't, you just wouldn't. You would not. You would do it. The same way that people be talking about how they doing stuff and this and that. Stop talking about doing stuff and actually do the stuff. Don't nobody care about you talking about what you could and would and how you used to do something. It's what you doing right now. And if you're not doing that right now, then shut up talking. And when you do get it where you need to be at, you don't have to talk about it, because you showing people what you can do. I show people every day what I can do. And I don't have to open my mouth up and say anything about it. My work speaks louder than my words. So ain't no sense in me talking about something that I want to do. I just rather do it. I talk about, like, I want this into existence. I make sure that I speak it into existence, because that's what I want to see happen. But I don't just be talking just to be talking. I don't be trying to impress nobody. I don't. I do it because I like doing certain things. If I like doing certain things, then I'm going to make it happen for myself. Because way back when I was unable to do the things that I'm doing now, I didn't beg nobody to do it for me. I didn't ask nobody. I said, you know what, one day I'm going to be able to travel. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to go here. I'm going to be able to have some money to, spend if I want to spend on myself. And I said, I'm not going to say it anymore, because I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to believe that one day it's going to happen for me. And one day I'm going to get that master's. One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to keep talking about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let God manifest it and make it happen for me. Since then, I've been blessed over and over, and I probably done had more than enough money to pay for a house and to get a brand new car and pay cash for it and get all the degrees and still have some money left and not really be in debt for real. But I'm in debt because I didn't have it like that. So I had to pay for my tuition. I had to pay to put gas in my car. I had to pay so I could get groceries, because I didn't have no food stamps. I had food stamps on and off. Then if I made too much, they cut it off. I'm like, dang, like somebody who's actually working, trying to do something with their life, you can't help them, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. Like same way with medical. I had medical with Medicaid for a long time until I was able to afford my insurance. When I couldn't afford it, I had Medicaid. When I could afford it, I did not have Medicaid, and I didn't, and let alone I didn't even have food stamps. I couldn't even afford food for real. So what did I do? Every 2 weeks I would go to the store and I would get Lunchables to help me out until I got paid the next week. And I ate the Lunchables until I was able to buy groceries. And then when I couldn't buy groceries, I went to the church and got food so I could make a meal. And when I couldn't do that anymore because I didn't have enough gas to go and pick up no food, somebody would feed me. And then when it was to the point that I was having to figure out how to get a meal every day, I just prayed that, if I drank all this water, I would be full until I can get a good meal the next time around. Or somebody invite me somewhere and then I go get a meal. Or when that bill was so late because I didn't have no money for it, and I would be like, oh man, like I can't even pay for this bill. Nah, I ain't asked nobody. And when I did ask, I got shut down and was told, well, you should go and do this and that, and how I should, like, how can you ask me for help? And I thought to myself, like, dang, that's crazy, because if you ask me for help and if I got it, I'm going to tell you. I might can spare this for you, to get you through, or get you a meal, or get you some gas, or get you to that interview. But I never really asked for help like that. And when I did ask for it, I had some really cool, genuine people that, really showed up for me when I was going through what I was going through. While the other person was just a take, not getting nothing back. But I'm going to take from you, and I'm going to treat you like crap. And then I'm going to, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, put you back in even worse of a situation. So I done been in situations. I done helped people that didn't help me. I done bent over backwards. And I should be real mean. I should be meaner than what I am, but I'm not, because I try to, give grace. And, same way when them scammers turned around and took my money out of my account. It took 2 G's out of my account that I was using to go to my graduation, that was gonna pay for the travel expenses, to get on the flight, to make sure that the hotel was covered, to make sure we had money to, get a rental car, to make sure that we had, some food when I went out there. And you know what? God was like, don't worry, I still got you. And he covered me. When I say he covered me to have even more money after that had happened. I got blessed 3 times more than I thought I was going to get blessed, and it came right on time, right before I went to graduation. Not only that, I was blessed to even be able to pay my aunt's house off. And I was sending payments over left and right to help get it paid off and paid, down. Same way with my mom's situation. Like, at this point, like my mom, she's done so much for me that I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna just start paying on this bill that they always saying she late on. That she's not doing something on time. So I'm not even gonna tell her, I'm just gonna pay it until it get paid off. I don't make a whole lot of money either, but I make do with what I do have, and I make sure that everything else is covered, even if I don't have a meal, even if I don't drink that water, even if I don't, see sleep. See, that's the thing about a woman that has potential and has resilience and has strength to keep moving regardless of the situation. Because if it wasn't for God himself, I wouldn't be passing these classes. I wouldn't be having money to pay for these tutors. I wouldn't be having no money to pay these bills that I have from school or from the doctor office or just randomly because I had to use my credit card to pay for a bill that I didn't have no money for and still come out okay and still be okay and still be mentally okay. Even if there's days that I have the worst breakdown, I'm still okay. He's still making a way. He's still blessing me. He's still allowing me to wake up every day to see another day that I ain't never seen before. And he gives me grace to be able to say, all right, Nina, let's try it different today. Let's try to have a better attitude today. Let's try to, try not to react so quickly. Cause I know you tired. And I know you it's days that you wanna quit so bad. Cause I do. It's days that I be like, man, I'm never going to be a wife or have a kid or two or three or four. Cause I'm already like hitting almost 40. I'm 39. Now, none of the guys that I talked to ever once felt like after a year or two that I was good enough to even be a fiance. And that just told me that you just not the one. It's one thing when you like, oh, I'm gonna wait until you finish your schooling and then I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But you want all this extra stuff out of it. Make it make sense. And maybe it's just not in my cards to be that right now or to ever be that. And I'm cool with that. But I also feel like as much as I have tried to work and evolve and to change and to be better and to try to give grace and to try to, be forgiven and to try to go through all the trauma that I done went through from growing up until right now and to, still overcome it, to lose and to gain and to, have loss from different family members that were close to me that, I'm like, dang, that's crazy to lose a whole best friend over some bullshit crap. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't even think she was ever a real best friend because the only time that she really came around me was when she was down, when her when she done been through some things. She wasn't around just regularly. Like I know I worked and everything, but there was days that sometimes I didn't even have her phone number, so I couldn't just like call her up. I would try to reach out to her, like on social media and stuff like that when she was doing that stuff. And then it just like after a while, like I talked to her and I was being honest and real. Like, stop having an excuse about why you can't do something. It doesn't matter if you have a disability or not. Like, you can do it if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. If you keep putting that in your mindset that you can't do it, you won't do it. And you will not be able to do it because you won't have the motivation, you won't have the resilience to or the grit to fight through some of them hardships, fight through some of them crazy times that you have to go through, them storms that you don't sometimes see coming. Them storms don't be no joke, okay? Them storms be hitting real. Like people be seeing life be life and them storms be hitting. And then, like when you get over that storm and you be like, dang, I made it through that one. Okay, like the next one ain't gonna be that bad because I already know what to do. I already know how to prepare and get mentally ready for this next step or this next storm that's coming in my life. And baby, it don't matter how many chapters of your life that you go through, whether it's number one, whether it's 49, whether it's 100, whether you 200, you gonna go through some storms. You gonna go through some trials and tribulations. You gonna go through some good and bad times. You gonna lose some people. You gonna gain some people. You gonna get some people that's gonna really invest in you and really be what you need when you need it. And like God literally puts these people in your life for a reason. They put you for to be a motivation to somebody. And then once your job is done, you know it's done because you move on to something else. They move on to something else. And yeah, you might not be able to talk to them every day. And that's okay. But as long as you know that they're okay and they're doing what they need to do to be of service to the next person, your job is pretty much complete. The purpose that we are here for is what we're here to discover. It's so crazy because when I was a kid, I used to have like these, I don't even know if they was nightmares or what they were, but to me they were like premonitions of different things that was going to happen and when they were going to happen, how they were supposed to happen or when they should have happened but hadn't happened yet. And I used to be so scared about it because I was like, I don't understand what this is or what this means. And sometimes I would be, trying to interpretate what the dream was supposed to be trying to tell me. And then one day I just stopped doing that. I was like, whatever he's going to present to me is going to be presented to me. It like I've had dreams of like, being married and how the marriage or how the wedding was supposed to be and who I was supposed to be with, supposedly. I also was given like things that would happen before they happen, and I'm like, I don't understand what this means. And then it would happen, and then I'm like, oh wow, like this, I just had a dream about this. What? Almost like I'm preparing you for which is going to happen next. And then after a while, I just became, immune to if I said something, it really did happen. Like it was so crazy. Like I would give people advice about something, and then like a couple of weeks later, they'd be like, "Oh my God, like you said this, and it really happened." And I'm like, well, I was trying to warn you, and I was telling you what I was supposed to tell you. I'm not trying to be a prophet. I'm not trying to do all of that. I'm just telling you, this is what I'm feeling right now. Like, this is the vibe that I can feel. This is the energy that is giving off, and it's coming back to me as that. So, either try to change it or try to avoid something. But whatever it is, you have to understand that this is going to happen regardless. Like I don't know how to make that stop or how this can stop. My brain used to go for days on just random stuff. But the thing is that I could not predict when it came something happened to me. I couldn't predict what would happen to me or how something would affect me or any of that. Like I didn't know that, I was going to have an assault happen when I was in my 20s. I didn't know I was going to, meet this guy who literally showed and helped me get through the hard times that I needed to get through. And the crazy part about it, we understood each other. We could communicate and we could talk. Yeah, it was days that I would have my moments, but at the same time, he still would be like, it's gonna be okay. Like, let me give you a hug. I know that you're going through some things. I know that you have, a shortness of patience. I understand because there's so much going on with you and the things that you do, and they are, intentional. Like you're intentionally trying to make it be intentional, not the fact that you intentionally did something on purpose, but that you were making the intentional become tensional. And um and I really miss those talks. I really do. I miss those interactions. I miss those laughs and those days that it was real hard and we were struggling and just the whole 9 yards. Like it was like, dang, I just, like, how am I struggling with somebody and I'm still struggling? Like this, struggling with or without somebody. And eventually, like I struggle, but I just, now it's a little more easier to struggle. Even though I'm in a relationship, I still struggle, but I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm still struggling. They can't help me. I can't help them. Now it's more like they can help me, but I know that I trust God to make whatever I need happen. If it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, then it ain't gonna be for me. But anyways, yeah, I'm doing really well in all my classes, but this doctorate's program, so hopefully it come around. I still got another 12 weeks to go, so we shall see how the 12 weeks turn. Hopefully, like I said, like my goal is to just pass it with like a C. I mean, I'm lucky if I get a B out the class, but a C, C plus, I'm cool with that. Like, I just want to get through so I can get this degree. I'm 2 classes away from a doctor to be being called a doctor, so that's very important to me because even though I'm not going to get an MD or a PhD or any of that, like just being called a doctor is gonna be like, okay, like I got something to say I am and can be called a doctor. A doctor for being in clinical leadership, like that's freaking amazing. Um, and then if PA school follows, it follows. If it doesn't, well, it wasn't for me, and I'm okay with that too. Like since I'm getting older, I'm just like, kids don't look like that's gonna be a possibility anymore. Having a husband don't seem like that's a possibility anymore. And I'm okay with that. At first I wasn't, but I'm like 40, and if it happened, it happened. If it doesn't, I'm still okay. So till next time, I will talk to y'all later. Ciao.